Hey folks, forget about video replay, for are we now about to see courts of law weigh in on controversial calls in sport matches? Indeed, if you ever needed an answer to the query, just how litigious can things get in the US, I think we now have a definitive answer. Consider that lawsuit recently filed by a pair of New Orleans Saints season ticket holders who rightfully claim that a blown pass interference call cost the Saints a berth in the Super Bowl. In the bitter aftermath, I guess the idea is to have a redo of the NFC conference final, even though the NFL maintains that overruling the referee on the field and directing that a penalty be called is not within the NFL commissioner's discretion. And in a New York Post story, attorneys for the league wrote the following in a brief, quote, "Because the officials on the field are human, like the players and coaches, errors will happen. The NFL parties do not dispute that they have previously advised the Saints, including the club's head coach, that one or more penalties for pass interference or illegal helmet-to-helmet contact were mistakenly not called late in the NFC championship game, and that the NFL would like its officials on the field to make these calls." End quote. Translation, I think it's a safe bet to say that this lawsuit isn't going anywhere, but should a legalistic Hail Mary occur and those Saints fanboys prevail in court, well, I fully plan on getting in touch with a lawyer specializing in sports business to file a lawsuit on the behalf of Leafs Nation. Now, granted, I'll have to check the statute of limitations first, but to this day, millions and millions of Toronto Maple Leafs fans are still livid with the Kerry Fraser non-call in Game 6 of the Toronto-Los Angeles Western Conference Final way back in 1993, a non-call that very likely cost the Leafs a berth in the Stanley Cup Finals against Montreal. Oh, and by the way, the Leafs would have destroyed the Canadiens that year. And that's why I'm cheering for the Saints litigants, folks, because if they prevail, that will have set a sporting precedent, meaning the 1993 Western Conference Final and Stanley Cup Final will get a do-over too. Okay, granted, in 2019, this do-over will be an old-timers match, but hey, hope as always abounds for Leafs fans. And speaking of do-overs, I say let's go all in and sue World Wrestling Entertainment regarding the infamous 1997 Bret Hart Montreal screw job. Again, it was brutal refereeing that cost the Hitman a title belt. Gee, how cool would that be? An actual real court of law obligating the WWE to do a do-over regarding a match some people claim is supposedly staged somehow? So come on, Judge, unlike those refs, do the right thing and make the right call. As the saying goes, if at first you don't succeed. For the Rebel.media, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Hey folks, you can listen to all Rebel shows as a podcast. Please go to therebel.media/listen.